there, lovely peoples. I'm going to start this one a bit early. There's no line here yet. I want to colour my batter yellow, so I figured I would put the yellow in now and mix it in before I put the lye in, just so I can get a good idea of what colour it's going to be. Now I want it to be fairly yellow. I don't know if this discolours. Never used it before. Don't know if anyone's ever used it before. So just one way to find out. If my soap would stay that colour, I would be the happiest person on the planet. This is Tuscan Sun from my micro session. She probably doesn't have any in stock. She doesn't have anything in stock. Alright, I'm going to go and put my lye in and we'll come back. It's supposed to have 272 in it. I've got 273. That's pretty good. And that was without stopping. I like to challenge myself. I do it with petrol in the car as well. I like to get as close to like 20 or 50 or whatever amount I'm putting in the car. I know I can program it in, but what's the point of that? We used to have competitions with the kids when they used to live at home, and we'd go get fuel if we were going to, like, if I was taking them to school or whatever. And yeah, it was always a competition to see who could get the closest. It's a silly little holdover from when they were kids. They don't do it anymore. I just do it by myself. Because I'm that weird. Alright, I'm going to give this a whiz. If you're doing a single colour, or you want to colour your base before you do anything else with it, putting it in before you lye is such a great way to do it, because you don't have to mix your lye. Once you put your lye in, you don't have to mix that any more than you normally would. If it's already incorporated in before you put the lye in, then you just mix your lye like normal, and it's no worse off. What is that? Oh no, that's never mind. It's on the camera, not on the lens. Okay, that is an absolutely glorious colour. How is it not the best colour? I just want to leave it that colour. What I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is... Ooh, not what I was planning on doing. Now I've had another idea. Well, I guess it will depend upon how this fragrance behaves. Let's see. All I can smell is 1 million. God, which is not awful. It just smells like there's a sexy dude in here. I just made mud bar, which has got 1 million in it. Okay, so you can see what looks like, I don't know if you actually can or not, what looks like bricing in my soap. It's not. I just mix a lot of air in my soaps because I don't care about being so pedantic and, you know, keeping the stick blender down. I just mix soap. I don't care. It still makes soap, and soap needs bubbles, right? There you go, that's my excuse. Soap needs bubbles. Actually, generally, if you give it a little bit of a mix with your spatula like this, it will tend to break a lot of the bubbles. But like I said, I really don't care. Right, so my plan was to put orange pop in one of these and French rose in the other. Just, I don't know, to make some sort of peachy tones. I don't know. I'm just making this shit up as I go along, right? I don't know if this is going to look very different. I don't know, but we will find out momentarily. Let's do the orange first and see what happens. I just assume it's just going to go like a nice orangey lemon. These will need to be stick blended, of course, but I just wanted to have a little look first. Okay, I don't hate it. Now, the big question is, are they going to be dissimilar enough? That sounds wrong. Well, there's no such thing as unsimilar, so that has to be right. It just sounds wrong. They have to be not the same. Let's just put it that way. See, I thought the pink and the yellow would make a fairly orange colour. I don't know. I'm going to have to stick blend them. That'll bring out the true colours. So let's do that, and then we'll go from there. So So I'm going to pretend that this fragrance is going to be behaved, and I'm actually going to clean that off. Alright, so it smells very nice. Although it has a kind of a medicinal undertone, but it is quite peachy. Let me have another smell. Yes, no, it's very fruity. It's very nice. Now, my plan was to do my pour simply and just pour these in either side and then pour that in the middle. So, let's see what happens. Nothing happens at all, because range fragrances are friggin' fantastic. Okay, well there you go. Oh, it's going to be a little streaky. Oh, never mind. Oh, it smells, oh wow, it changes in the soap. Oh, it picks up. It's only a fairly light fragrance in this thing and in the bottle, but once it hits that soap butter, wow, that picks up. Oh, that's so good. It's very fruity. It's not just peach. There are other fruits in it. Geez, it's nice. Okay, that's really lovely. Oh, I'm liking that. That's it. I could eat that. I'm hungry as well, so this is probably not a good time to be soaping with such a nice fragrance. That's lovely. Oh, yes. Oh, well, shit. It also sets up. There you go. Okay, so, right, well, we know what's happening now. There you go. So, it's one of those ones. It's one of those ones. It looks like it's all going well, and then it's not. Right, that's fine. We can do that. We'll just do an in the pot swirl and be done with it. Easy. Okay, there you go. Now, that must be the orange pop, because this one has not set up like that. So that reacts with the orange pop, because it didn't react with the yellow either. Now, these two colours may not be dissimilar, and I keep saying it like that, don't I? For an in the pot swirl, so it may just look like we've just got yellow and orange. That's okay. Considering how it smells, as long as it doesn't discolour too bad, it should be very nice. You see the lumps? That is 100% the orange pop. So there you go. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? I love seeing soap do that, because it's so interesting that different micas make things behave differently. There you go. I haven't seen that to that extent for a while. Well, we should get 2 out of that. Oh, so good. Whoever gets these freebies, you're lucky. Oh dear. It also looks like it's got slightly separate-y, not ricey, but just like a little separated on the on that orange pop. So this could possibly still be a decent fragrance to use, just not with that colour. Yeah, it's definitely, you can see it's definitely set up in the orange pop. But it's just, it has got a bit of a texture to it. Not a lot though. I'm not going to be able to do much with that top. I guess we're glittering this one. Yeah, whereas this one is definitely not as set up and it's quite smooth looking. Yeah, so, alright. I would strongly suggest, but I mean, it has set up as well, but not as much. I would suggest this is a fragrance that definitely can be used, just don't screw around with it, because that would be really gross to screw around with it at all. I'm so rude. I'm so rude. See, adult humour. There you go. I have to keep it clean now. That's never going to happen. I'll just demonetize my channel. I don't make enough money to worry about it. Seriously. I seriously do not make enough money to worry about it. I'm not making money. I'm not even making enough money for food off of YouTube, so I think I make like, I don't know, maybe $6 a week. Maybe? I don't even think it's that much because it hasn't added up since before Christmas. I think I have $153 in my AdSense account. Which I'm just saving for a rainy day in case things get really bad. I can cash them in. That's pretty much it. So yeah, so if you guys think I'm doing this for the money, you are severely mistaken. There is no money in this. Oh yeah, okay, it has got a texture to it. I'm seeing that, so it has, I'm going to suggest that it has separated somewhat. It should still be alright though. I'm going to just go down the middle with this one because I want to put something interesting on top of it. It's not like soup, like you can see it's still fairly liquid. It's not super set up. So there's that. That's, I mean, it misbehaved, it just didn't misbehave bad enough that I wouldn't ever use it again, which is good because I got a 100ml bottle. Alright, what time is it? 12 minutes. Oh, that's good. We have Jaffa, we have apricot. We're going to go with the apricot because the apricot, I'll show you. The apricot more matches the inside, whereas this one's kind of like almost a fluorescent orange. So what we might do, let's get an itty bitty spoon here, and we might just run this just down the middle. What do you reckon? I think that might be good. I'm going to go upstairs after this. I'm so stoked. I made 3 soaps. I made 4, freaking hell. I made 4 soaps this morning. I'm very happy with that. I was only planning on making 3 and then I went, I'll make the mud bar and realised I had to make 2. I mean, I didn't have to make 2 today, but I had the Dead Sea mud out and no, bugger it, I'll make 2. God, this smells so good. It's so yummy. It's very, is nectarous a word? It's very juicy. Put it that way. What about a bit of gold? Woo. Just put some on there, something on there. Oh, we'll need some sprinkles on those because just because they're free don't mean they can't be beautiful. Yeah, my awesome accent. Oh dear. Alright, well I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm just going to leave it like that because I don't want to, it's just nice and matchy at the moment. I'll bring it up for you to have a look. Which way? The camera's a little bit different than it used to be, so I finally got used to the camera being the way it was and now I can't do it again. There we go. I did nice and slow. Nice and slow. You guys, it smells so good. I'm really, really looking forward to having at least one of the end pieces off this for myself. I'm currently using lime cooler, which I adore. If you walk in the kitchen, that's all I can smell. I mean, it's ready to be bagged and tagged, but it's just, I like it too much and it's just sitting there. So, alright, I will see you momentarily for the cutting. Ta-da! Hey there! Oh, I already got soap on my hands. Thought I'd come down and see how this was going because I'm still remembering how nice it smelled, and sure enough, it's now 8:45 and I made this at what, 5 o'clock this morning I think, so, and it's perfectly fine. I can see when a fragrance oil gets a bit like separatey, gets that kind of texture, you quite often get these little dots in your soap, which is perfectly normal. Well, it's not perfectly normal, but it happens to a lot of fragrances. So we're not holding that against it. Kind of keen to see what this looks like because that thickened up. That's right, the orange pot. Oh, well, you can definitely see the different colours. Well, that's great. I remember being a little bit worried about not being able to see the two colours. It does look a bit meaty. That's that, what do they use? A French rose. That French rose is the one that always looks like friggin' meat. I might stop using that. But it doesn't look too bad. You can definitely see, let's see if we can get a bit of light on that for you. Let's see if we can see that the orange has a kind of a more of a texture than the rest of the soap. So it definitely reacted to that orange pop mica. It seems pretty good, so I'm not overly worried. There's definitely something on that screen, but I can't get it off now because oh, there we go. It still smells as good. It's not as strong as it was before, but it's still pretty good. It's an interesting looking inside for an in the pot. I think just because that orange was so much thicker, it hasn't mixed up like the French rose is mixed up a lot more because it was more fluid. But it's always interesting to see how a soap turns out when you've got different consistencies in your batter. I always enjoy that. I am like super happy right now. Hopefully it'll last. This is not good at the moment. RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under has just started and it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. The world is not ready for Australian drag queens, I'm telling you. It really isn't. The first one walked in and she's like, well, I'm not here to fuck spiders. And that's just like, yeah, okay, we're going to be Aussies, righto. But yeah, there's a couple of key, because it's Australia, it's RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, not Australia, which I don't have a problem with. There's a couple of Kiwi queens, which is great. So I've already picked the trade. I know she's going to be the trade. Oh dear. For those of you who don't know anything about drag queens, go and look up trade and you'll realise what I'm talking about. Or not, if you're not interested, that's fair enough. And the fact that Tace was trade of his season is really not surprising because Tace is glorious. In and out of drag, honestly. Actually, better out of drag than in, I'm thinking. But oh, yes, I've met all the queens now, and I've just met RuPaul, so that's where I'm up to. And so I stopped to come and cut this soap. I actually, because of the mud soap, mud soap, anything that's got clay in it tends to need to be cut quicker. So I thought I'd better come down. But yeah. Still has a lot of smell in it, not as strong as before. I imagine it's going to pick back up again in the next couple of days. So you just can look forward to that one because that one's great. Oh, we'll leave that open. Alright, I will see you for the next one. Bye.